What's up, everyone? But there's something going on right now that I feel like I really need to address, and more importantly, I want to explain to people because they don't necessarily know what is happening. And the topic at hand is called net neutrality. Most of you probably don't even know what that means, so let me quickly explain it to you and explain why you should be furious about this and why you should probably go do something. So what I've done for you all is I've put together some educational slides to help you understand the story behind net neutrality, what it is, and why it's important. So as of right now, November 22nd at 9:17 a.m. East Coast time, the internet is considered a utility. So the same thing as your electric, your water, your gas, all of your utilities, fair and open and equally distributed for everybody. That is what the internet is now considered. So an ISP, an internet service provider, cannot differentiate how they treat a person or a company or anybody within the network. This is the way that it works. So I'm going to compare the internet to a delivery system because essentially that's what the internet is. That's why they call it the information highway. It's just a delivery system to connect data to an end consumer. So let's pretend it's Christmas. Holidays are coming up. We're going to use that analogy. The data, so right now this video that I'm making, the actual files of this data that are going to live on my phone and that are going to be local to that device or local to a computer. So the data is the package. The ISP, the internet service provider, meaning Comcast, AT&T, Verizon, like basically the biggest companies in the country. Internet service providers are the trucks. They're essentially the delivery systems to connect the data to the end user. What do I write here? The delivery is the highway. So this is your package. You put the package in the truck, which is the ISP. The truck delivers your data or your content to the end user. And this truck has to go the same speed for everybody and get to the same places equally, no matter who you are and what you pay for your internet service. Understanding why these laws are in effect and some of the changes, we have to define some things and we have to introduce you to some people. The FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. It's basically the national commission on data and media, and it's on a federal level. So it's in the White House, or I don't know which building it's in, but regardless, it's in Washington. In 2015, this guy, Tom Wheeler, who, by the way, is a top lobbyist for the media and communications companies before he was appointed by Obama to be the chairman of the FCC. Regardless of what you think about that, he was able to pass the 2015 Open Internet Order. What it did is it set guidelines for net neutrality, and it basically cemented net neutrality, and it laid those foundations for the ISPs that say you got to treat everybody equally. Open and fair internet for everyone. Now, under the Trump administration, this guy, Ajit Pai, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Honestly, I'm really sorry if I pronounce it wrong. He is currently putting forth a proposal which allows for a two-tier system. Check this out. So there's going to be two tiers. It's a pay-to-play system. So the first tier is what we're calling the fast lane. That's sort of been like the term that we're using. It's called the fast lane. And then the second tier is just for everybody else. Now, the good news is that the 2015 Open Internet Order is a law. It's written in the books. So in order to get that reversed, they're going to have to go through, a due process, which I don't really think I need to explain right now. If this does go through, the internet is not neutral anymore. The internet is a pay-to-play system. The internet, everybody, you're watching this right now on your cell phone, requires the internet. This truck right here, that's going to deliver the package, this video, into your eyes and ears, is going to be treated differently than the truck that big media companies and just other affluent people and organizations that can afford this fast lane internet provider. It's all going to be treated differently. So that covers the last section. Why is this important? Guys, we can get into like a bunch of technical issues about the internet and like data speed and all that, but let's not kid ourselves. The internet is the modern day press. This would really be the equivalent of like 100 years or so, putting 100 years ago, putting a separate kind of tax on a certain newspaper, or maybe you don't like the message that like this particular media outlet is showing, so you're gonna strong arm them financially. It's dangerous, and it's scary. Just the thought that the federal government can get involved with how we, the public lexicon of the general populace, can consume media that we share amongst each other really scares me. The idea that my channel could be compromised because billion dollar organizations have gotten involved, and the federal government paid their way to get these laws passed. Comcast lobbied $18.6 million, I think, last year. That really scares me. And that the ideas that we share amongst each other, which have huge social impact, won't be treated. I can't say they can't be heard. They won't be treated the same way as higher payers will.